Welcome to Land and Legacy by Griffith Realty. I'm Scott Griffith, and this is my sister Carol. We're the owners of Griffith Realty. And today we are really pleased to have a very special guest. We're the executive director of Explore Brighton-Howell Area. This is the equivalent of the old visitor bureau concept, and it's Mary Robinson, and she's been doing this for a while. And welcome, Mary. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Our podcast has always been an attempt to try to talk about our community, and who's better than the person who's probably the best marketer of it is yourself.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here. And I suppose you could tell us a little bit about what the big haps are right now in Livingston County. That would be great.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
this
you're
is
welcome.
great. I really appreciate the time and chance to talk about my favorite place, Livingston County.
Ours too.
Yeah. This is a wonderful community to promote. We are Explore Brighton-Howell Area, as you mentioned, also known as Livingston County Convention Visitors Bureau.
That used to be the name. Yep. Yeah.
We've been around now since like 1995. So quite a while, and we promote the area as a destination to bring in meetings, visitors, and events.
Sure.
So, but also to residents, because there's a lot to discover here that people don't always realize when they live here.
Sure.
So we have that privilege to do that, to talk about the exciting events that are happening in the area. We have attractions. We have many attractions.
I say we actually have some unique attributes.
Yes.
I suppose you can tell us better than anybody, all of them, but I wouldn't want you to try. But a few would be good, you know.
Right. Well, we do. And we love to talk to visitors and residents about like the metro parks. Okay.
Sure.
We have Kensington Metro Park, Huron Meadows Metro Park. We have Pinckney recreation area. Our state recreation areas here. Those are a huge draw for everyone that loves outdoor rec.
Absolutely, yeah.
Beaches. I mean, we have beaches here right in our area. A lot of people would not think about that. So many lakes, so many places to kayak and paddleboard and swim, and it's exciting to promote the outdoor recreation concept here in Livingston County. We have Settlers Park in Heartland, which was actually created by mountain biking trail enthusiasts. Yeah. We have some really exciting things like that. But then we have our attractions.
Yeah.
You know, our breweries. We have some wine. We have a winery, a cidery. So you look around, you think this is a suburban area, but it's also great outdoors.
Sure.
And we invite people to explore it. That's a call to action, is explore our area. And of course, our historic downtowns.
Right.
We've got two, Brighton and Howell, signature downtowns with destination dining, shopping, events. I mean, just everything you could want.
Even just the character. This is
Yes.
as we observe in real estate. People today are seeking out the kind of communities that these communities represent. That whole downtown feel of the downtown that you can grow up in and enjoy and come down and use anytime, and have the restaurants and all that. So we're very lucky to have those. And at one time that wasn't the cool. Now it's the cool. So.
Yeah. Well, when we did our extensive branding renaming project, we took surveys, and people called us Up North Without the Drive. That was really
interesting.
When
That's
you
good.
go to some of these golf courses, we have over a dozen golf courses here in Livingston County, and you feel like you're up north when you're on the green over at Walden Woods. You just feel like you're up north.
It's amazing. You got a big lake you can look
Right.
over.
Yeah.
And then, of course, not to forget, we have a ski hill for those
We
people
have
who
the
go up north
famous-
to go skiing.
Yes. Mount Brighton is a Vail resort,
Isn't
and we're
that
lucky
amazing?
to have that here in Livingston County, and it's very popular.
Yeah.
Wonderful skiing, very comfortable lodge with the big bar and the fireplace, and it's just it's very inviting.
Vail's investment into it to make it so much more of a destination than it ever was, even as we grew up, and it was just Mount Brighton, is really significant. So it's wonderful.
Definitely, you've got that quality of life here, that you've got all of your creature comforts, your
Yes.
amenities. We have our historic downtowns where people love. In fact, Brighton and Howell are very, very much known by historical photography. because of the buildings are just beautiful. So you have those cool old architecture, but then you have, a variety of shops. You have the boutiques, and then you have, all the little other places restaurants.
Sure.
And all the other places you'd want to go in a small but contemporary downtown.
Right.
Right. And then you're not far from the parks. You're not far from breweries. Just thinking about Eternity, Aberrant Ales, Becker, Brewery Becker, all kinds of choices.
And we were once a place, it was a destination to go to because if you didn't live here, you had to leave. And now, I don't know how many hotels we have, but we are, and I consider it a blessing. I know some people probably don't like to see that, but I actually think, one time you couldn't stay hardly in this community. You'd have to leave the community if you didn't live here. Now we have so many hotels, and all new at different corners throughout this county. It's wonderful that somebody can come here and be here all weekend or all week or have a special event and stay here and not have to drive home,
Exactly. Like they really take a weekend getaway.
Yeah.
And if you're here, so you're a parent and you're at the Legacy Center Sports Complex for, Powerade Invitational, you're going to stay a couple nights in one of our Brighton or Howell hotels, and you're going to experience downtown Brighton. You might go to the Metro Park for a hike or swim, and, you really can do a lot while you're here. So that's always fun to promote. But yeah, we've got about a dozen hotels here.
Is that how many we have now? I was going to ask if you need a number.
Yeah, it's about 14.
Wow, that's great.
And we've got some new ones, like you said. There's a brand new Hampton Inn, beautiful property over on Latson, Grand River area. Mm-hmm. And those serve our banquet facilities too. Like we have a beautiful banquet facility of Crystal Gardens and Walden Woods, which host a lot of weddings and events.
Yes, they do.
Right? We're actually a pretty big wedding destination. People love to come and get married here.
Well, I know a lot of private investments been made in people creating more wedding venues throughout the community because people are looking for unique venues. Yeah.
People are always looking for unique venues for their events, and this county has it. We have some of these old, cool, renovated barns.
Yeah.
We have outdoor spaces so that you can post family reunions and class reunions, and it's got a lot to offer when you look at it that way. Yeah.
So what are kind of like some of the hidden jewel locations that we don't think about all the time that you think would be really cool if someone was visiting?
We love to tell people to go to hell, Michigan. That's very fun.
You're right. That is a lot of fun.
People do not realize, we have bus groups and thousands of visitors all over who go there every year, but it's a really charming place, and Scream's Ice Cream is just a fun place to hang out.
Yeah.
And you can play mini golf there. You can go kayaking. You can do something fun there too. We have a new restaurant coming. The Smoke Doctor is a pretty famous restaurant coming to Hell, Michigan.
Oh, nice.
And right next door is Pinckney Recreation Area. So that is one of the hidden gems, I think. It has a very famous mountain biking trail called the Potawatomi Trail. It's kind of like I call it the granddaddy of mountain biking trails.
Really?
It's really extensive. We have
Nice.
trails that go all the way through to Ann Arbor, Dexter, Saline, all the way through different counties. So there's a lot to do there. I consider those some hidden gems because, you could be, getting ice cream or something to eat, and then all of a sudden you're on a beach and you're away from everybody else. You could be downtown, you could be there, and you get the best of both worlds.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the recreation centers in particular, when you look at a map, you realize how expansive they are. Yeah. And most people don't think of it because you drive by them on a road and it just says the sign, and maybe they've pulled off and seen like one lake right beside them. They don't realize how extensive. And, I know that, I don't know if it's as big as it used to be, but it used to be big to horseback ride through all that area because there was just so much land and you could do that, and it was beautiful, right?
Yes, you could do that. The Brighton Recreation Area as well.
Yeah.
There's horseback riding. We have an equestrian culture here, I say, in Livingston County because a lot of people grew up with horses and camping you can camp with horses here in some of our state recreation areas. That's pretty unique.
I'd say that is unique, and I didn't know you could do that. That's fun, yeah.
And if you haven't heard of the Heartland Polo Classic event,
yes,
that is celebrating some of the equestrian culture here, equine culture. where, that is an actual polo match put on by the Detroit Polo Club. Actually, this year it's 2 days in a row, June 17th and 18th.
Wow.
And one day is for adults. It has some alcoholic beverages and fun activities there's a hat contest. So
Nice.
it's very derby style.
Yes, right,
everybody
yeah.
dresses up. And then the second day is going to be family day. So there'll be food trucks in the polo match. So kids can check out the horses and, you can see a live polo match here.
That's so cool.
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
In Heartland.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, people are very prideful here of the area, and they put so much of the energy and volunteers like you, who care about the community and put on these amazing events for everyone. It's just
and so we have some great traditions, like the Howell Balloon Fest is usually about the June 20th to 24th,
Yep.
depending on which year it is.
this year it's 23rd to the 25th.
I can always remember because
know?
it's right after my anniversary.
Oh.
So,
That's good. Remember that?
yeah. And, and of
Melon
course,
Festival.
Melon
Yes.
Festival. So always,
Yes.
since my sister and I were children, we always had the Melon Festival, and Pat May had his melons, and
Melon ice
It
cream.
used to be a
Oh,
melon
yes.
run,
Melon
through
run.
the fields of the melon patches. It was crazy. So,
Yeah, it celebrates our sort of agricultural culture
yes.
here. With the melons, just native to Howell, a lot of people come from out of town to check those out and to get them because they are tasty.
They are.
And that melon
much
ice
so.
cream's only once a year.
That's right.
Gotta come in and get it.
Gotta come
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
So and then let's see now Brighton. We have Brighton has of course their festivals. We have a couple of them. We have a new one this year. It's going to be out at Mount Brighton, I know. And
Yes.
so yeah,
Yellowstone. So country music festival.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and Brayton's draw is, always fun too with the Smoke Jazz and Barbecue Blues Festival. They've done other music festivals and art fairs and events and farmers markets
Yeah,
are great
the farmer
here.
markets are everywhere and they're wonderful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just get that homemade food, just baked goods and fresh vegetables from local farmers. Just really, and there's entertainment. I mean, there's so much to do on the weekends too.
The Sunday nights down at the Mill Pond has always been such a draw that we talk to new buyers coming in the area. That's something they can do with their families on Sunday night. They love it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
packed.
the live music, and it's always really good quality, and it's always a fun atmosphere. You've got, the streets are full of people walking up and down and shopping. You can go into Oh My Lolly and watch them make candy, and that's fun. Candy making's always fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anytime
You
she goes
can,
there.
yeah. Go into the shops. You can go to dinner. There's so many outdoor restaurants and, rooftop restaurant, and it's just a very inviting downtown that a lot of people enjoy, and we continue to hear such great feedback about, just people love it.
And
Love
so,
it.
what are some of the methods that you use to let people know where we are? Or
Yeah,
about
good
the
question.
Yeah.
So we extensively promote on social media. We do campaigns. We do paid campaigns and partner campaigns. We work with all three of our chambers of commerce in the county. Proud members and partners with the Brighton, Howell, and Heartland Chamber. But we promote the area by different means because different people want different material. The visitor's guide that we promote every year we put out is we print 10 to 15,000 copies. We distribute it at about 15 Michigan Welcome Centers across the state. We also have a service that picks them up and takes them to some places in Ohio.
Nice.
So we'll take their money. We'll bring their
Really?
visitors
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
They love it here. Actually, we get a lot of visitors from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois.
It's up north for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They have no choice.
They're going up north. Yep,
That's right.
they're up north. They love it here. We put them in different sports arenas to bring group sports events here, to bring individual visitors. We give them out to meeting planners and event planners. So when they're planning conferences and meetings, their family activities, their attendees
Sure.
can also do things here. But social media, we're on all of the channels, pretty much Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, course, Instagram. We
Nice.
do videos every single day. We're running videos of the area.
Oh, that's good.
Fantastic.
We have paid marketing partnerships with Pure Michigan campaign as
So
well.
I asked you about the relationship with Pure Michigan. Yes.
Yeah, so Pure Michigan is the campaign, and Travel Michigan is the agency that we partner with as a visitor bureau. We have some special alliances and partnerships with them, so we get extra marketing leverage and promote all over the state and country with Pure Michigan.
Nice.
And we align our campaigns with theirs, so it's just a win-win. We're talking about coming to Michigan and how wonderful it is. It's great to be part of that Pure Michigan campaign.
That's great. I know, you mentioned about conference centers. So since COVID, are we seeing conferences and conventions coming back? Are we capturing some of those? How does that work?
It's a good question because business travel is still, not fully back.
That's what
There's
I
a
was
lot of
wondering, yeah.
remote work. So that has not fully come back, but it has come back in many segments. And you know what is really interesting is a lot of groups are doing team building.
Oh,
So maybe
yeah.
there's a remote company or remote groups, but they need to get together, not to just sit on their computers and work, but they need to get together and team build. So
Sure.
we're building some itineraries for those people for when they go to places here in Livingston County. They could be going to a hotel and they could be meeting there and they could want to do something different. So we're promoting that. Of course, we promote all of our unique venues like the Howell Nature Center,
Sure.
The Parks Mount Brighton, all of it.
Oh yeah, I'm confident that you could probably put together a pretty unique group of things to do. So one of the questions we've asked a lot of our guests is kind of just to get to know more about them as they finishes. So if you only had an hour in the county, what would you do? And if you had a half a day, what would you do? So Mary says, what's your favorite thing to do? What do you like to do? What's your passion?
Gosh, this would not be an easy question for me. No.
I know.
Because I think there's hidden gems in every area. And we have a class called Certified Tourism Ambassador where we train our community members and frontline staff about the area, and we do these same itineraries. What if you are a couple and you're here, or you're
cool.
a family? What would you do? Well, so many different things. I love to go to each individual community and seek out what's unique, and you can do that here anywhere. You can go to Spicer's, one of my favorite places, Spicer's Orchard.
Sure.
And check that out and do some kid activities there. I would go to downtown Howell. I would get a shake from M Street Bakery, and I would go shopping, all the different shops. I would eat outside in, maybe at Diamond Steak and Seafood. Many shops to go to and many cool places to check out. I'd see a concert. We could do food truck rally, or the courthouse has those concerts in the park. I would do something like that. Of course, in Brighton, there's also so many things to do here.
You can imagine. So we get someone that comes in and maybe they're a trailing significant other, and they're not going to. They have part of a day while the member of the family's maybe either working or looking at homes or doing something commercial. So we're always trying to come up with those same kind of things of, you can go do these. So you got to kind of find out what everybody's passion is and then try to match it up with what there is to do, because we know there's a lot you could do, and are you going to
Nice to have so many choices.
Yes, yeah.
There
You're
is
going
so
to be
many
athletic,
choices.
you're going to be a shopper, you hungry, what do you do?
Yeah. Think about, shopping. If you could make a whole weekend of just shopping. Each of our downtowns has unique shopping experiences. You can go to Tanger Outlet if you want to find some deals on some name brands. But you really could do so many different things. And they're just like individual classes that you could do too. There's crafts and things
sure.
like that. You could check out the winery in Howell, and you may want to do some sampling there.
You mentioned Spicer's, and that
Yes?
seems to be in the last year or so. My wife and I have found that their wines they have up there are quite nice and kind of fun to sit there if you got nothing better to do. You got a little time to sit and look across their orchards and their farm and sip a little of the wines that they have. That's a fun place,
Yeah, not just for kids.
not just for children anymore.
Adult kids.
I mean, certainly you could bring the kids, but I like those slushies, those wine slushies. Those are pretty good.
It was just sort of funny because
Yeah.
kind of found that. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice, So, yeah. So, well, I can't get over, you have a big job and people don't realize it because we have a lot to offer, but you do a wonderful job of promoting it. We're really grateful that you're here to be able to do that,
Thank you.
And Mary, if there's anything we ever do to help promote it, but being that our whole concept of our podcast is land and legacy, you certainly bring to the forefront all the things that we've developed through the legacy of Livingston County, and we thank you for that.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you both, and thank you for your volunteerism in our community.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
So thanks for being here today, and with that, thank you for watching another edition of Land and Legacy.
Thanks.